"O come, all ye faithful. Come, faithful ones." Why are you the faithful? Why am I the faithful? Well, I can assure you it's not because of something that I did. I didn't do great deeds. I didn't do wonderful acts of kindness. I'm not faithful because of that. I'm faithful because God realized that people like me and people like you have absolutely no chance. Didn't you think about that? We all have no chance when you think of it. When you really get down to it, we have absolutely no chance of engaging God in such a way that we measure up to who He is. And it's impossible. When you look at other faiths, other religions, there's a striving towards God. There's a desire to go and please God. Well, Christmas puts that upside down. Christmas brings a child in the world, and I'm so glad that we have children in the service. I mean, every time a child, squeaks in the back, you all should be thinking, "Christmas!" I love it. It's brilliant. It adds to the sermon. It should add to your sermon. Friends, there's no way we could measure up. So He had to measure down. He had to go in the place where we were. He had to say, "There's no way you can come up here. There's no way you can measure up to me, and therefore I will measure down to you. I will become a human being." In the beginning was the Word. The Logos is the exact Greek word used there. In the beginning was that which is the most brilliant Logos, logic, intelligence, intentionality, personality, that being which is God. This last week I heard an interesting take on, God created everything out of nothing. And even now our scientists are looking at the evidence, and you actually have PhD, atheist-type scientists saying, yeah, the world started out of nothing. And they use fancy words like singularity and all sorts of other fancy things in their scientific lingo. I'm a nerd, so I love science. But they're saying to us, everything started out of nothing. And there's a way you can, they use the formulas and mathematical things to say, yeah, look, when it boils down, there's nothing here, then there's something here. But I heard a little interesting tidbit this last week. I heard somebody say, well, actually, there was something in the beginning. It was God. So what did He create it out of? Did He create it out of complete nothing? Or, well, He was there, so could it be that He created it out of Himself? Well, we get a glimpse of that a little bit when it says that when He created human beings, He created them in His image. Ladies and gentlemen, you're all created in God's image. Isn't that awesome? Can we measure up to that? I can't. Your pastor can't measure up. Here it is. It's official. I'll put it to you in writing if I have to. Your pastor ain't no way he can measure up. But thank God that He measured down. And He said, you know what? You cannot do the things that need to be done in order for you to have a relationship with me. So therefore, I have to do it for you. Again, I love the fact that we have children in the service. How many times do we as parents, those of you that are parents, had to do something for the young one that they couldn't do on their own. Hey, Mom, Dad, I can't tie my shoe. At least they could talk. What about when they're little? 3-month-old. They're hungry. What do they say? Right? They can't even communicate. Friends, do you ever feel like that in prayer? That you feel like, how do I pray? How do I pray to God? And what do I pray for right now? Because my brain is spinning. I'm so hurting. I don't even know what to pray. And I have good news. If you all as parents can understand, do you think that God cannot understand your heart without words? Do you think that God doesn't understand the of your heart, of your soul? If we understand, you better believe He does. And this is where He measured down. This is what incarnation is all about. It's coming into a place that He created. And when He created it, was absolutely brilliant and beautiful. Have you ever gone out for the evening and you had cleaned the house and then you left your teenagers home? Not that I'm speaking from experience or anything like that. And you left your teenagers home and you came back home and the house is, it ain't sparkling clean like you left it. You're just like, oh, wait, dishes? Shouldn't we put the dishes? Oh, and yeah. Ooh, wait, chili on the floor? Ooh. Okay. But do you realize that that's exactly what we have done to His world? He created it. He created it in such a way that it was beautiful and wonderful and spectacular. And when He came, it was not. We couldn't even give the man a bed, a blanket. She had swaddling clothes, cloths. This is what we gave him. And let me tell you right now, this hay that I'm smelling in my hands smells beautiful. But can you imagine the hay in a barn? When was the last time you were in a barn? Cowsies and sheepsies and, oh boy, stinky city. All right? So we give him straw and we give him stinkiness from animals. That's what we're able to do for the King of the universe, for His royal majesty. So friends, how do we celebrate the birth of the King? I don't know, how do you celebrate your birthdays? Cake and presents, right? Now, how do you celebrate a royal birthday? That's a little different, right? Royal birthdays. So think royal birthdays. Think this is the King, His royal majesty. Recently, the King of Romania, King Michael I, passed away. Now, I had the honor of actually carrying the Romanian flag for King Michael I when he came to Chicago to visit a little old Romanian church. How do you celebrate a king's birthday? What presents do we give him? We don't have much to give a king. I don't have much to give a king. And people said, perhaps what we should do is bring ourselves and give ourselves to the king. Bring our hearts is the lingo that people do. But you know what we can do? That is true. We can do that. Best gift, I believe, that we can bring to a king is going before the king and say, Your Majesty, Your Majesty, I may not have the same palace that you have. I may not have access to the best chefs like you do, but Your Majesty, I'm here to give myself to you. In the old days, the knights would bring their sword and say, have my sword, Your Majesty. Your Majesty, have me. I will be your servant. And the king says, that's wonderful. But I no longer call you servant. I'm going to call you much more than that. Because I am going to not only have you as one of my people that do my stuff, but I'm going to put a royal robe on you. I'm going to give you the king's ring because I will adopt you as part of the royal family. That's what Christianity is about. He not only did for us what we couldn't do, but He elevated us to a state of royalty. Your Majesties, Merry Christmas. I want to share with you today a final thought about light. Remember we started the church in darkness? There's darkness all around us. And I would love for us to, do you guys have one of these? If you don't, I think there might be some back there. But I would love for us to light these candles as a symbol of how we need the light of Christ to light our own heart and mind. And then we need to pass it on to those that don't yet have it.